This is the Farm Monitor. For over 50 years, your source for agribusiness news and features from around the Southeast and across the country, focusing on one of the nation's top industries, agriculture. The Farm Monitor is produced by one of the largest general farm organizations, the Georgia Farm Bureau. Now here are your hosts, Ray DeLessio and Kenny Bergamy.
Yes, still going strong after 57 years. Welcome to the Farm Monitor. That seat, of course, normally occupied by Kenny Bergamy. However, he is on assignment, so you're stuck with me for the next half hour. But as always, we have a great show for you. Coming up, call it a buzzworthy breakthrough, if you will. The world's first honeybee vaccine hits the market, offering hope for beekeepers and agriculture. Also in the program, from controlled burns to land management plans, Gabe Outlaw recognizes the immense impact his work has had on the local and regional levels, and now that commitment has earned him a prestigious title. And then later, she has been the guiding light in our kitchens, bringing warmth and joy to our homes every month. But now, the time has come for us to say goodbye to our beloved culinary guru, Marcia Crowley. These stories and so much more right now on the Farm Monitor. Well, you won't hear discussed or talked about as much in the beekeeping community as colony collapse or climate change, but American foul brood disease has a devastating impact on infected hives. However, Dowlin Animal Health is hoping to make it a thing of the past as they have developed a first-of-its-kind vaccine to combat the problem. Damon Jones now with more from Toombs County.
Over the past decade, there has been plenty of buzz surrounding the continual decline in honeybee numbers. And while there are plenty of factors that contribute to that problem, there is one that might now have a solution, as the world's first honeybee vaccine is now on the market.
This vaccine's for American foul brood, and American foul brood at this time doesn't really have good management options. The only option for beekeepers is to burn their hives. So although this isn't a treatment for American foul brood, it is a preventative to help beekeepers hopefully have to deal with it less. So the new vaccine is actually, it's basically just dead bacteria mixed in an aqueous solution that is fed to the queen to vaccinate the entire hive.
The vaccine is mixed into the food eaten by the worker bees, who then secrete their royal jelly, which is then ingested by the queen, immunizing the entire colony. It's a quick preventative measure that every single beekeeper should look into, even if their colonies aren't yet showing signs.
American foul brood tends to kind of come in waves. It'll peak, it'll get really bad in certain regions, certain areas, and then it'll kind of dissipate and pop up here and there. It's not the top thing that beekeepers worry about right now, but it is, when you see it, you're really disappointed you're seeing it. So it is nice that there will be another option for them for treating.
This will also give beekeepers a little peace of mind heading into the always dangerous cold season, as it's one less problem they will have to deal with.
Beekeepers definitely see a lot of hive loss over winter every year still, and specifically from varroa mites. And so, anything that can help reduce the stress on hives in any way can really help that those hives be stronger going into winter so that they come out the other side.
And that's not just good news for the bee industry, but agriculture as a whole, as these insects are responsible for pollinating $15 billion worth of food crops each and every year.
Bees pollinate our food. A lot of crops and growers would not get the yield that they need in order to for their business to be profitable, but also for the public to have enough food because our population has grown so much. So bees provide those pollination services that allow there to be enough food for everyone.
With so many issues to deal with within the industry, this is just the beginning for Dowlin, as they are already hard at work developing more vaccines for more diseases.
So Dowlin's goal is to be able to create multiple vaccines for the beekeeping industry and other invertebrate species. This technology works similarly with through the invertebrate immune system. So there will be more products coming out soon-ish. They're in the pipeline.
Reporting from Toombs County, I'm Damon Jones for the Farm Monitor.
Meantime, as the top forestry state in the nation, it's hardly a surprise that Georgia boasts a remarkable collection of dedicated and industrious foresters. Among them, Gabe Outlaw, whose unwavering commitment and tireless efforts have earned him special recognition. John Holcomb with the full story from Bleckley County.
For Gabe Outlaw, a forester in Middle Georgia, there's no such thing as an ordinary day, as each day is different. Some days he's out burning off someone's land, and others, like today, he's working on this landowner's management plan to get this property back to productivity. Whatever the day is, though, you can count on him to take the role he plays in it very seriously.
It's a $40 billion industry in the state. Personally, I think my job at the local level is very important at the local level, and hopefully even to a wider extent, regional or hopefully a state level. But we interact with primarily landowners, but we work with them through tree planting. We give them advice on tree planting, on harvesting. So we have interactions with all sorts of contractors, loggers, tree planters, consulting foresters, county extension agents, local federal partners. I really think we do make a tremendous difference. We certainly strive to help landowners do any and everything we possibly can to help them meet their goals, and finding solutions to whatever their management plans may be. And if we can't help them, then we find someone who can, and we always try to give them advice and steer them in the right direction.
According to Outlaw, the work he does can be challenging at times, but says it's extremely rewarding when he gets to see all of the work he does come to fruition.
Probably the most rewarding is to meet a landowner, have communications with them, give them advice, and then we may write a stewardship plan for them, a 10-year plan. We may help them sign up for cost share programs, or do a prescribed burn for them, or get the county units involved to do fire breaks. So having that first contact with them, giving them advice and following them throughout it, and just seeing the change of their property for the better, and even building a relationship with them that lasts for years. But just seeing your advice put into action by the landowners, it's a very rewarding feeling knowing that they listen to you and that they take you seriously, and that the work, your advice is being taken and ran with, and just seeing their property change, and hopefully educating them on things that they may not know, and helping them find the resources they need, and just watching their property continue to grow and be a manageable property they enjoy.
As you can tell, Outlaw certainly has a dedicated passion for what he does, so much so that it's helped him earn the title of Georgia Forester of the Year, an honor he says means the world to him, that his hard work doesn't go unnoticed.
Very appreciative that the hard work that we do and I do is noticed and appreciated. So last year and even this year, it's been very, very busy. Just to see that work recognized I was totally surprised by that, but I'm just humbled, appreciative. I enjoy my job. I enjoy the people I work with, and certainly, to me, it's about helping the landowners and always finding a solution. So just to see that add up and culminate at the end of the year and result in the award of Forester of the Year, the nomination, and that's certainly something I'm very proud of.
Reporting in Cochrane for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.
Well, for 10 unforgettable years, she has graced our homes with her culinary expertise, warming our hearts and at times our stomachs. But now it's time to bid her a fond farewell. After the break, join us for a heartwarming send-off as we celebrate Marcia Crowley's incredible journey on the Farm Monitor. On April 27, 2013, a new era began for Georgia agricultural enthusiasts and viewers of the Farm Monitor. It was the day when a monthly cooking segment called Meals from the Field made its debut, bringing with it a delightful showcase of Georgia-grown products and the warm presence of home economist Marcia Crowley. From that very first episode, Marcia captured our hearts and ignited our passion for farm fresh cooking. Her expertise, combined with her genuine love for Georgia-grown products, created a connection with viewers that would last for a decade. But as they say, all good things must come to an end. And after 10 remarkable years, Marcia has decided to hang up the apron and focus on what truly matters most: spending time with her family, including her first grandchild. Throughout the years, Meals from the Field has welcomed a colorful cast of characters, from Santa Claus to leprechauns. even pilgrims. Marcia's infectious spirit and creativity made each episode a joyous celebration of food and fun. And let us not forget the incredible adventures she took us on, from the hallowed grounds of Sanford Stadium to the thrilling adrenaline of Atlanta Motor Speedway and, on multiple occasions, the vibrant Sunbelt Expo. Meals from the Field will continue, and the search for a new host is underway. But make no mistake, Marcia Crowley will forever hold a special place in our hearts. And now, for one last time, we invite you to join us for a very special episode of Meals from the Field with Marcia Crowley, of course. An episode that originally aired this time last year, a delicious reminder of the countless recipes and stories we've shared together with Marcia. All right, in full disclosure, for all the kids out there watching this, we are doing Brussels sprouts today. So if you need to run out of the room right now, go ahead and run out of the room. I know a lot of kids don't like Brussels sprouts, but you know what? This recipe you are going to like, and it's just one of the recipes that we have today on another edition of Meals from the Field, featuring the one, the only, oh my gosh, drum roll please, Marcia Crowley. Hey. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Ray.
But yes, Brussels sprouts, just one of the things we're doing. Good, healthy vegetables, and when they're cooked properly, they are absolutely delicious.
There is an acquired taste for Brussels sprouts.
There are, yeah, there is. And of course, we've got some other good stuff, but do you want to start with the Brussels sprouts?
Yeah, we're going to start with that.
Let's do that.
This is a pound of Brussels sprouts that I've trimmed and quartered, and I've already sauteed it with a Vidalia onion and a tablespoon of bacon grease.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to pretend like that's steaming, but it's already cooked. So we're going to add to that 6 slices of bacon. You know kids are going to love that.
How can you go wrong with bacon?
How can you go wrong with that? You're going to add to it 2 Georgia peaches that have been chopped. That's why I really like this recipe. It's so good. A little salt and pepper to your taste. Stir all that in. You're going to add a teaspoon of lemon juice and 2 tablespoons of maple syrup.
Oh.
And you're just going to stir that till the peaches and the maple syrup kind of blend in with the cooked Brussels sprouts, and it's so good. And I love this recipe. It's really, really good.
And again, how can you go wrong with maple syrup and bacon?
That's right, and peaches.
And peaches.
You know, so it's not really about the Brussels sprouts. That's a sidebar.
Well, honestly, the Brussels sprouts may be overpowered by all the other stuff, so that's good, kind of, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
The next thing we're going to do is a peach and avocado salsa. And I know we've done other salsas, but never one with an avocado in it. So let's get started on that. Let's start with the peaches. This is 2 peaches. Chopped, Georgia peaches, of course. A half of a red onion. Don't ask me why I have this extra spoon in my hand, because I have no idea.
In case you lose the other one.
In case I lose the other one. In case I can't find it. A half of a red bell pepper, chopped. This is 1/4 cup of fresh chopped cilantro. And don't use the canned stuff for this. The jarred stuff you get in the spice section, it makes a big difference. This is a half of a jalapeno pepper chopped, but you could do more or less. And 3 cloves of garlic chopped. Stir all that up, and you're going to add to that 2 teaspoons of fresh, juice from a lime and a juice from a lemon.
Okay.
And let this refrigerate for a little bit, and then when you get ready to serve it, you're going to stir in 1 avocado that's been chopped. And this is so good. It's really good on chicken. We're serving it with pork today. It's good on really good with chips.
I was going to say, I got to admit, I've never had salsa with avocado, so I'm looking forward to trying that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And here again, peaches are in season in Georgia. And I think they're having a good crop this year. Have I heard that?
Crop, yes.
Yeah, because the way the weather worked out.
Always a concern every year, but somehow, you know, these peach producers and peach farmers, they always pull it out, so it's good.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing. All right, this
Why
pie.
not finish with peaches?
Pardon me?
How about we finish with
Let's
peaches?
finish with peaches. What a great idea.
Great idea.
This is an 8-ounce package of light cream cheese. I'm not sure if it'd make any difference if you use regular, except you're cutting out a couple calories. What
Just a
the
small
heck?
amount.
Yeah, and I've already mixed in a half a cup of sugar and some vanilla. And this is an 8-ounce container of whipped topping.
Okay.
Like I said, this is super easy. You could use homemade whipped cream if you wanted to. Just adds another step, but
Or you could cut out even more calories by going with the light whipped cream, right?
sure you could. You could cut them out altogether and not make it if you're that worried about it. All right, just kind of fold that in. Then you're going to fold in 3 Georgia peaches that have been chopped, which I've got right here.
Hey, you found a spoon.
I found it. Yeah, I wonder where. I've got more over here if you need one. It's a nightmare to get up here and try to stir something and you can't find a spoon.
Imagine.
Or a bowl or a, and all you're going to do with this is make sure they're whipped in there really good. You're going to pour it in a graham cracker crust,
Which is store-bought.
which is store-bought. You can make your own. And you're going to freeze it until you're ready to serve it.
All right.
And that's it.
And that's it. See
That's
how
it.
easy and quick
I mean,
all that
easy.
is? And again, there you see the finished product of all this delicious stuff. And of course, as we always say, you too can do this at home just by logging on to farm-monitor.com, looking up the recipes there that we have done for, what, 30 years now?
Seems like it, doesn't it? Some days.
It actually is approaching 10 years.
It
believe
is.
that.
I cannot believe
Yeah,
that.
so there's a great recipes on there. Farm-monitor.com. Go up to the top, recipe section. Everything there for you listed out. Very simple to follow. I can't thank Marcia enough. She sent
Thank
this
you,
stuff
Ray.
in, and people really appreciate it. So, Marcia, thank you.
Thank you, Ray.
Good to see you again. And of course, we will see you next month. Enjoy. Thank you, Marcia, for 10 incredible years. You will be missed. All right, when we come back, from farm life to Hall of Fame induction, join us as we explore the journey of Rabin Anderson and the impact he made from revolutionizing workers' comp insurance to becoming a leader in ag policy.
Agriculture and forestry produce emissions that contribute to climate change. But these sectors are also uniquely positioned to help solve the climate crisis by providing natural climate solutions like restoration and carbon sequestration. To fully realize these solutions and lead the way in climate-smart land management, working lands must be healthy and sustainably managed. However, climate change poses serious threats to agriculture, forests, and rural economies. In response to these threats, the USDA Climate Hubs translate climate science into action, ensuring that farmers, ranchers, and forest landowners have the information and resources they need to manage their land in a changing climate. Working closely with trusted community partners, the Climate Hubs develop and deliver science-based, region-specific tools and technologies that support climate-informed decision-making in situations like managing crops in times of drought and selecting climate-resilient trees for restoration after a fire. The Climate Hubs work across a diversity of landscapes, addressing climate risks through a flexible, interdisciplinary, climate-smart framework. Alongside our partners and land managers, the Climate Hubs provide actionable, relevant, and useful products to help build healthy and resilient working lands that continue to provide food, fiber, jobs, and solutions that benefit the climate and our communities.
I grew up on the farm. My dad farmed, and I knew most of the farmers firsthand. I knew their family and all. But I saw something in serving them from USDA that they could buy fertilizer and chemicals anywhere. There were several places, but there was no one offering a service that I felt like that they deserved.
He saw a need in the Bullitt County area and in that region of the state. He saw a huge need and knew that it was important. So he left a career that he would have probably retired from 20 years ago and lived a pretty nice, easy life, but that's just not the type of man he is. He took on the challenge, saw the need, put in the work, and kind of drove that to success. As everyone knows, agriculture is a sometimes hazardous job. At the time, we were struggling for there to be workers' comp insurance for agriculture. The cost was kind of runaway cost, and nobody was providing the service.
To understand where that marketplace was in 1992 it was horrendous for agriculture. There was not an answer. There were skyrocketing rates, and some people couldn't even get coverage, though it was required.
I know Mr. Raven was a part of a small group that back in the early 90s had the idea of creating Agri-Trust of Georgia, which is a workers' comp program for agribusinesses. It provided a valuable service to agriculture in the state of Georgia, but it also provided some much needed revenue to the Agribusiness Council at a time when maybe they were struggling for that. And it's allowed us to be a real player on the state and national level as far as agricultural policy, and that's all because of the risks that they took, the leadership that they provided.
His leadership at that time is actually what was able to get us over the hump just from the Georgia Agribusiness Council, and then to expand membership and do other things in legislative areas, and later be a part of starting the Washington Fellowship Program for the University of Georgia, and all those resources came from taking a leader that said, yes, we will take the risk, and then folks need to understand the risk that they took.
You know, the things that come to my mind when I think of Dad are dedicated and honest and dependable and involved in his community.
If you were to look up, the public service definition, he's going to be involved in that, but what are the citations in that definition? Okay, he served his community as county commission chairman. He served on the Georgia Department of Natural Resources Board, the Georgia National Fairgrounds Association, Georgia DOT Board.
Mr. Raven's impact on the Agribusiness Council and Agri-Trust of Georgia has been huge. He was on our board for 20 or 30 years, really, and not just one that served on the board, but someone that led the organization.
I think Dad's legacy in agriculture in Georgia would just be involved. He's been involved in so many different organizations, not only here in Statesboro and Bullitt County, but all throughout the state, and he's always been one that didn't mind stepping up and taking on leadership roles and representing Georgia agriculture.
Agriculture in Georgia is very important. It's the largest industry we have in our state. I just hope the few little things I may have done over the past is kept the eye on the importance of agriculture, and it's the greatest economic engine we got. It's a great honor for me to serve the way I've served. I hope I've done a good job every place I've been, and to see those good folks in the past have this honor, it's a great honor to me to even be among them.
Well-deserved honor, that's for sure. Before we send you on your way, friendly reminder that for all the latest ag news regarding food, recipes, and what's happening on Georgia farms, be sure you check out all of our social media platforms, including farm-monitor.com. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time right here on the Farm Monitor. Stay safe, and as always, have a great week.